Hello, my earthling friends out there. I've got yet another video, right? First of all, I wanted to say that those of you who follow our podcast, Third Eye Sister Souls podcast, if you noticed if you are a member of our Facebook page, you will see that there's a notice on there that we are right now, our shows are on hold. Aurora and I are both having things going on in our lives right now that's kind of making the recording for those shows difficult, but we have not stopped them. I just want everybody to know that it's just because of what's going on, okay? And hopefully when the time is right, we'll be able to resume. But until then, I thought I'd make, continue on making smaller videos, right? And today's video message is about how do we know that what we are trying to accomplish or what we're putting out there is, if we are actually contributing, right? How do we know it's the universe's agenda and we're not, making it our own agenda, right? Well, here's the thing. Well, for one thing, if you are being given signs, okay, like you feel guided to do something, like in a positive way, then you should do it, because then that means you are definitely headed in the right direction. Now, what you expect to get out of that is a whole different ball game. So, in other words, I make these videos and I may not get that many views and that's fine, because you know what? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to matter if people are just flipping on past and it counts as a view and they're not, really taking in the videos. It doesn't matter, because you know why? I am learning, and it's been a process, because it's very easy to feel discouraged and be like, well, geez, I want to be a part of this awakening experience, but, I don't understand. I thought this was what I was supposed to be doing. If it feels right in your heart, then you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. But you can't expect to, hey, I want it to happen this way, or I want to get the response like this, and that. It doesn't mean that you're not doing your part, but we shouldn't expect what kind of outcome will come from it, So I just put these videos out, and the way I look at it is, even if not many people are taking in what I have to say, or not even any, which I know there are some of my, friends that will definitely take it in, and I thank you. But there are many of us who have parts that might be a smaller part, but it goes to the bigger message that is being put out there, okay? By doing what feels right in your heart, in a whole of this awakening experience, being on that smaller part, you are just as important and matter just as much as somebody who, say, has all kinds of people listening to the message and stuff for the information they got. I get downloads all the time, and so I put it in books or messages and that, but it's okay. Even if, say, I don't really get anybody, listening to it or paying attention to it or whatever, and that, because I'm putting the energy out there, and everybody's contribution, if they are really doing something that comes from their heart, that they really feel like they're being guided to do, then just go with it. We shouldn't question and trust me, I have questioned many times, but we need to go with what we are feeling guided to do, but not to question it, even if we don't get the response we were kind of hoping to get. And that's easier said than done, trust me, I have been there. But I just wanted to make that real quick, make this video real quick. And also, oh, hello there. Look at this. to me, that's a sign. I love it. I love the little rat snakes, you know, because they're not harmful, you know, they're not the boogeymen. People think, oh my gosh, it's a snake. No, they are actually very good because they help to kind of keep down the rat population, that a lot of rats and stuff carry disease and stuff. Not that, you know, every species has its place. I know that might be hard to think because, you know, even for me, like cockroaches, oh my gosh, they drive me nuts, right? And like they freak me out. But I also try to remind myself, okay, I don't really know the purpose of things like roaches and stuff, but every animal has its place. And it's funny, that's not what this conversation is about, but I just had to show you that. But I feel like seeing that rat snake to me was a sign that I'm on the right track. So, you know, even if, like I said, I don't get the views or anything from the videos, it's perfectly okay because I'm putting the message out there, okay? I'm putting that energy out there. And our good energy, that's a contributing factor, you know? And even those who say have, you know, are getting like the bigger audiences or whatever, and that that doesn't mean that somebody who isn't, or say they're like me, I'm an author, right? Say they're an author and they're getting this information just like me. I get information and that, and it's not really doing, you know, giant numbers and that. It's okay because we are putting forth, we are using our creativity, which is what I feel the universe definitely wants from us to do, is to put our creative side in there. And that because when we're creative, then we are, you know, when we're doing it from our heart and soul and just putting it in there and putting out love and energy into our work, it doesn't matter if, you know, it's, say, not really going to be like on the scale of reaching lots of people, because it is, even though we might not see it. Because even if, say, like you're like me, I'm making these little videos and that, and it's not really getting the views, and a lot of the views are just people scrolling through it, you know, and it counts as a view, right? The thing is, though, is when you have enough people and they're doing it and they're going with their creativity and they're going with what they love, but do it without expectation, and that you are contributing, and what you are putting out there is just as important as somebody, say, who is, you know, getting a lot wider of an audience or whatever it comes to with what they're putting out there, because it all contributes to one thing, and all that energy is going for the greater good and putting out what needs to be out there. So I just wanted to say that. And also we need to listen to things like, see, I've had where I wanted to be a part of a certain group, right? Because they were like-minded individuals, but I was getting signs, you know, as much as I wanted so bad to be in it, I was trying to rail against it, but the universe was saying no. You know, it's not that the group is bad or something, right? Like there's just something, but for some reason I was being told that it's either not my time or this is not the group for me, right? It doesn't mean that the people that are in it are not good for me and that, but for some reason I'm going to be guided and taken into another direction. And so that's how we have to look at things. It's not easy. So I decided to make a video on this, you know. And anyhow, that's all I have to say. Love you and wishing you all the best, and take care, and have a wonderful day. Bye.